forgot my baby name. That's crazy. Hey, everybody. We ain't gonna be over here long. Y'all know we going to our other house. I figured I'd keep my word and let everybody know because we got 4 days until we won't be on TikTok no more. So if you are one of our peoples, you'll need to come to the new house. I did not bring a paper towel in here at all. Hey, I normally don't answer questions like that. Not even trying to be funny, but when people, the devil be listening. So I'm good though. I'm gonna say that. Yeah. No, I'm good. How you doing? Yeah, because folks, the devil was waiting to hear everything we got to say right now. Hey, y'all. Hey. Who bought the book, The Prophecies of Nostradamus? If you got it, I'm going to need you to get it for the other class we about to have. Okay? Get it for our other class. What's happening in 4 days? I'll be leaving TikTok. I will not be going live on here no more. And it won't be a CERCA TROVA page. It'll just be user 246 whatever. Hey, sister. Hey, everybody that I missed. Is this on? Is this on? Is it on? It's on. Okay. Yeah. Got you. So, how do you find out where I'm going? We're on Substack, but all of that stuff be on YouTube. I don't know if you follow us there, but every day we record there. YouTube has more of our content than anything. So if you ever miss anything in the class, most times just go to the last live and whatever we talking about, it'll probably be there. Hey. Hola, y'all. So, if you have Nostradamus, I'm going to tell y'all before we start class, get it. Y'all, this gray is doing a lot over here, ain't it? Come on and do what you're supposed to do now. Goodness gracious. If you have the book of Nostradamus, the prophecies of Nostradamus, I need you to get it. That is going to be where we're going to go today, and I think you guys are going to find something super interesting. So just grab your book. If you're home, if you're driving away from home, on the toilet, cooking, getting the baby changed, any of that, don't worry about it. Get it when you can. But if you do have it, I think you should grab it. It's going to be very important. I think that you get it. Now, I know we all have different editions and whatever else, so it might not be on the same page, but I think you should. If you downloaded it, you need to grab that too. However, wherever you go to get your Nostradamus, I need you to get it. Okay, so we'll be over here probably about 15 minutes, and then we go into Substack. So, hey, Pumpkin. Because I wasn't going to do any... I told y'all if I see some stuff, and I saw some stuff, I took off most of the day. I did. I got up, my daughters called me, we chit-chatted on the phone for a while. I don't know. I honestly don't. You just Google it. I don't know. Because I have the physical copy. So, I know it might. I don't know. Look up the old website ones. Because it's an old. I mean, he wrote it in like 1555 or something like that. I don't know. Around that time. So, you should be fine. Yeah. I would just look it up. It's probably on Google Books. Somewhere. I don't know. But I'm sure, because it's an older book. You probably easily find a PDF. And this one is by Roberts. If you can look up that one, it's by Roberts. Somebody Roberts. Henry C. Roberts is the one that I have. So, I got a chance to see my grandbabies today, y'all. Ugh. I love them. And my oldest daughter is finally starting to see that Cabbage Patch looks like her grandmother. Finally got a grandkid that look like me. 2 of them got my eyes. I'm like, I know they got other grandparents and stuff, but where's mine? They are all mine, but hey, sister, but where's the one that looks like me? Yep, she's here. I told him, I said, wait a minute, because the baby looks like my auntie, which would be her great great auntie, and I look just like that woman. So there's that. She definitely has. She took my family line on my dad's side, and we all on my dad's side, we all, if it don't matter the size, color, whatever, you could even be mixed with something else. You know, we know you ours. We know that. Yeah. So, we're gonna be over here about 15 minutes because I really want to talk to y'all about something that I saw that I think. Is there anybody here that lives in the Upper East Coast? Do we have anybody in our community that lives in the Upper East Coast? I'm not gonna say a specific place, but the Upper East Coast. Anybody? Y'all heard that? My hand is on my cup, not my iPad. Who heard that? I'm about to take you in the room. I can't even get it. Okay. So I can't even literally have class with this other device in here. That is mind blowing. I don't like that. I did not like that at all. That's gonna quit happening, honey. Cause when I call and say, "Hey Siri," she don't answer. I'm telling you what I know. I be having it like if I'm in a tub or something, I be like, "Hey Siri, change the song." Nothing. Let me get in here and get to talking to y'all, baby. The heck? I do not like that. Thank you. I honestly do not like that. I don't. I'm tired of that happening too. I don't. No. I need you to listen when I need you to listen and not no other time. Thank you. All right. So if you can get your Nostradamus book, hey sister, you need your Nostradamus book or Nostradamus. I'm thinking of Notre Dame. Lord, get your mind together, girl. Nostradamus, you need that. And for right now, that's all you need. But you're gonna need like Google or something else. I'm on here to tell people we are no longer gonna be going live on TikTok anymore because the 22nd is when the crossover happens completely, and so unless my content is on somebody else's page, there won't be any CERCA TROVA posts or any of that stuff over here. No lives, no nothing. After the 21st or 22nd. So yeah, actually before that, probably like 4 or 5 days. I don't know. We gonna see. What's today? Is that? Oh no. Yeah, that's about right. Like what the? I'm thinking today the 13th, honey. It's the 17th. Lord help me. Yeah, so 4 or 5 days. Okay, so you'll need to, thank you. If you, I'm already on YouTube. I'm on YouTube every day. Substack is where we are. Girl, I know now. I just looked up there and seen it. If you know I'm already on YouTube, why you ask a question you already know the answer to? Not today. All right. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted with information a person already knows. Substack is where we're going. Like I said, we leaving in a few days. I think I'm happy about it. I don't want weirdos following me. And so we gonna be leaving in a few days from here. And so, I'm just letting folks know we have a new house. Those that have sanity. We don't need no folks that just like be talking and arguing with folks they'll never smell or see for real. And so then we only want same folks over there. Now, you can have problems and you won't heal, but just the people that want to be crazy just every day because they can, you gotta go seek and you shall find. And there's a lot of information you can find for yourself. Yeah. This is still a seek and you shall find place. Ugh. Hey, Pumpkin. We about to go. We got about 4 minutes and 15 seconds left over here. And then we're going to go to our new house because the crazies is out already, I guess. I don't know. But we going to our new house. Hey, Nikwa. Yeah, we're going to go to our new house. I don't know if you're out or in. You don't got to tell us. But if you are, where you can get to your book. Yeah, I don't do all the crazy. The world is crazy. We don't need no extras. So with that, Nostradamus, your prophecies of Nostradamus, you're going to need those. Yeah, you're going to need those. You're welcome. Hey, Mr. Hardy. If you have the book of Nostradamus, you need that. Prophecies of Nostradamus, you need that for our class. Oh, okay. Yeah. No problem. I just be wanting folks to go look. I'm still the same. I haven't changed any, and especially in this moment, if you get some information, you're going to have to know how to just get on to it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like something I'm trying to help other folks get into because we're so used to being spoon-fed information right now. What happens when the internet go down? How you gonna get information and folks ain't gonna, not saying to you, but folks that, especially if it's chaos happening, ain't nobody gonna be able to sit there and tell you 15 times. That's why I be trying to tell people like, hey, you gotta hear and go and look because that might be the only way that we're gonna be able to know anything here shortly. So it's important. It's gonna be a very important skill going forward. And that y'all think that's mean? I don't think so. I think if you fish for a person, they'll starve, and if you teach them how to fish, they're gonna be okay. That's what I think. And as y'all can see, I have conducted myself the same way this whole time with that. Yeah. It's people, and it's okay to ask questions always, but folks is like, they'll ask you 20 times instead of going and looking up the information for themselves, and I'll just be mind blown at that, right? Because in the time of you asking me whatever it was over and over, you could have answered the question for yourself. You know what I mean? So I told y'all about that though. I know a lot of people that will call everybody to get the information instead of going to Google themselves and getting it, or wherever you gonna get it from. And I'll just be like, that's crazy. Yep, Ladybug, you can't type that here. We don't talk about that kind of stuff here. You'll have to follow us on Substack. That's why we gotta leave over here, because we can't type all the keywords that makes them come to your live and stop you from saying it too. So, thank you for telling us, but we don't get to type that stuff over here anymore. That's why they censoring us, y'all. You can't type exactly what's happening and they don't start censoring you. Gotta find another way to let us know. Because the important thing is to get the information out. But in a way that you can continue getting it out. And if you say exactly what's happening, then you won't be getting the information out long. As y'all can see with what's going on with the censorship. So we got about 15 seconds and I'm about to leave here. And we'll be over at our new house. And get your book of Nostradamus. I keep wanting to say Nicodemus and Notre Dame. I don't know where that's coming from, but we're not going to Nicodemus, and we're definitely not in Notre Dame, but Nostradamus. That's what you're going to need. So, all right, we out of here, y'all. Y'all know where we at. Because now I can talk. Hold on. Let's just do this because they be playing. Hey, y'all. So, until everybody get in here, have y'all seen what's going on in Hartford? Have y'all even heard about it? Huh? Y'all. And it was 4 days ago. Y'all. You know we couldn't talk about it over there, and they censoring it. They not trying to put nothing on here. Look.
Sounds like a fucking war in downtown right now. Sounds like a fucking war in downtown right now. Automatic gunfire, sirens, shit's crazy, dude. I can feel the aftershock hitting my house.
So what's going on worse in it's something going on worse than what's in Minnesota. And the people in the comment, listen. Somebody said, "Welcome to the undeclared CW." One of these, okay. Somebody said, "I was a machine gunner in the Marines." That's no AK. That's a medium machine gun, a M240 or something European or smaller. What? What? And this was 4 days ago. And they in downtown. Y'all, did y'all hear that? Listen. That's why we ain't been seeing nothing. That's why, because remember they said it was, what's the names, all over the country. They not showing us. They just keep showing us Minnesota. So that way, or Minneapolis or whatever. So that way we not paying it to y'all. Do you? You said that's in my state, Connecticut. Yep, it's getting crazy. It ain't no telling how many states this is happening in simultaneously, y'all. And I'm not tripping. I'm just saying, when I said, wait a minute. Hartford. Y'all. If they censoring it, and right now, at this moment, at this time, the people that's running with this nigga bought the main app where everybody was getting their information, and they have been censoring it like crazy. Y'all. Think about this. When I said, wait a minute, what? Wait, I thought it was just going on. I mean, I know they everywhere, but I didn't know it sounded like that. And somebody was like, y'all worried about Minnesota. Y'all don't know it's going down in Hartford, Connecticut. And that was 4 days ago. So what is it like right now? Joy. And they keep pop. Do y'all realize we talked about this when we first started? They're going to go to the outsides. What was the outsides? The outsides was Cali, the bottom of Texas, Florida, and then when they was going through New York and stuff. Huh? Huh? Okay. Can you... Y'all look. Now this is my map, right? We just gonna look at it. Right? 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 Y'all want to do a hypothetical journey with me? Who want to go on a hypothetical journey? Y'all want to go on a magic school bus? Y'all want to take a trip with Miss Frizzle? Can we take a trip with Miss Frizzle? Yeah. Okay, let's take a trip with Miss Frizzle. All right, okay. So here, and sorry, y'all, this is backwards for me. Here. You ever tried to jump across a puddle? Huh? Or like the sidewalk and it's it's water, so you gotta jump across from like the rocks to the grass or whatever, that whole thing, right? So we gonna say that somebody might want to hop over a puddle. You see it? You see it? You see it? You see it right here? You see all of this right here? You see this right here? You see it? It's a big puddle, right? It's a big puddle right here. And then, right? If I want to get to a certain area, right? This is the prime place to be right there. So I'm gonna show y'all. You see this? So if I want to jump across some water or get into a specific place, it's a thing that if I want to, go one way or the other over the puddle, I can do that. And seeing this how I don't really like this little girl that live on this side, and I don't really love this little girl that live on this side, it puts me in a prime place to where you know what I mean? I can jump over the puddle if I want to and not really fall. Because now that we know that rho is fidi, makes perfect sense as to why it went so heavy on the water right there. You getting me? Because rho's are mixing in with these people. Rose is. And then they really are the feed eyes. So if I am trying to, get to see if I can see what they got, both of them makes perfect sense. Because the feed eyes and the Rose is wearing costumes to look like the water people. So, you feel me? You said my daughter is in Superior, Wisconsin. She goes, when they had to work, asked if she had anything to know the people, picking up the people because they were coming there to a fancy hotel up there. Interesting. You feel me? Put your hand up if you feel what I'm saying. You feel it? No? Y'all think I'm tripping? Remember when we talked about the trees in New Jersey? Was it New Jersey? Where was the trees burning last year? And I was like, a fire on the East Coast? In the woods? Now, something ain't right about that. Y'all remember, was that New Jersey or something? What up there was burning right at the top? New Hampshire? Something up there had caught on fire on that side up there. At that very top of this. Was it last year or the year before? Do y'all remember that? And I said, well, that's strange. Because it's cold over there. That don't make no sense that they would ever. Now, what in the world? It was Jersey. Okay. And then I think it was some Montana fires, wasn't it? During the time around it was Maine. I know it was somewhere up there because they were saying you could see the fire and whatever else. Okay. So, because I think it was at the same time when something was burning in Cali or something, or something up in Montana. It was like West Coast, East Coast, or East Coast, West Coast, and I was like, hey y'all, and they was like weeks or something. Something hasn't been in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's a lot going on. Listen. Okay, good. Now we gonna work at what I just found. I don't know. Montana and Washington. Okay. Yeah. So, if for 2 to 3 years, okay. Yeah, y'all see it, right? London is falling, or whatever it's called. What's the name? Remember? Olympus is falling. Remember? We watched it. Y'all remember? We watched it, and we're watching it right now. We are literally. Remember? We're also watching G20 right now, too. And I'm just going to say it because whatever. You hear me? We are seeing the leaders shook down, baby. Taken by force. They just not all in one place. We're literally watching it. Give us all the wealth of your country now. Give us all of your da 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 da, so we can do what we need to do. Maybe listen. Okay, who got their Nostradamus? Now I don't know what page it's gonna be on. I'm gonna show y'all my page. Okay, and I'm just gonna take y'all through here, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay, is that fair? Because I saw something very interesting today that I don't remember seeing before. And for the last like 2 days, he's been like, get the Nostradamus. I'm like, I don't feel like reading Nostradamus. Just, no. I should have got Nostradamus yesterday. Hello. And I'm not going to say I always listen. It's a lot going on around me. So, I'm about to run to the restroom real quick and get your Nostradamus if you got it. Because I want to show y'all something that is very, very interesting. And then while you're at it, can you tell me when he was born and when he died? Nostradamus, please. Please write that down on your paper. You hear me? Please write that down on your paper. Okay? Please write it down on your paper. Write the date today. And then write the year that man was born and the year that he died. Okay, y'all, sorry. Ooh-wee. Y'all ready? It was a fire across the water from us, and it was messing up the air quality, right? Date of birth 1503, date of death 1566. Good job. Nostradamus. December 14th, 1503, he was born. Interesting. Interesting. Good job. Did you write that on your paper? We're going to just go ahead and go for the first part of it now, because I was just going to wait and build it up. But we'll just go to the very end. And I want to show y'all something. Okay, so he died in 1566. Interesting. Now, I said, well, that is a very interesting statement, Mr. Man. Oh, is this sticking together and ripping my page? Don't do that. Okay, so there's so much to unpack here. Um, so again, this is just not like each thing has a different thing. I don't really know. So I'm on page 179 in my book. Okay. Um, because they're like chapters, or back then they used to do stuff weird. So I don't want to give this all to y'all because I need y'all to. But this is where we at, right? This one. I don't know if you have that in your book or what it looks like, but this is where we at. Because the chapters be weird, because then it'll be something else, and then I'll go back and I don't know how this is all put together, but this is where we at. So can I read something to y'all real quick? Okay. You got it, Auntie? Okay. Y'all look at this. It says, in the year 580 more or less, there shall be a strange age. In the year 703, witness heaven, many kingdoms, 1 to 5, shall be changed. Right? So that's what he wrote. He wrote it in French or whatever, but they, interpreted it, or, whatever, translated it. But in English, if y'all can read it, it says Nostradamus commences his account of time from AD 325, the date of the Council of Nicaea. In the above stanza, by using the figure 325 as a key, we find that 1589 added to it gives us the date of 1914, one of the most important dates in the history of the world. Similarly, 1703 added to 325 gives us 2028, in which year Nostradamus tells us there will be a complete change in the lineup of nations. What? You said he died in 1566? How the heck you about to know what's going on in 20 and 28? Tell me. And we just got the border peace 2-3 days ago where it's, baby, listen. Now I know why he said, go on over there and get Nostradamus. Go pick up the book. We're not done. I figured we'll just go all the way to the end so your toes could wiggle, because we're going to go backwards now. Hello? 2 years from now is what? Come on, Marie. And they just showed the club around. What? And now y'all. What if he was 2 years off? What if he was 2 years off? Because the leadership change is already happening. What if whatever it was started not in 325, but in 323? All the historians and people that chart the clock say the time was off. What if it's 2 years off? Because this is the year of the leadership changes. In this last year, a lot of major, the Pope died. We gonna get to that. It's in here. Yeah. What if it's 2 years off? Because this is the year that all of the, you about to take over this place and take over this place, and the leadership of the world is changing. It's not 2 years from now. It's right now. Yeah, there is no book cover. It's just Nostradamus. I don't have the book cover on it. It's by Roberts. And they was talking about not using the coloring book lines in the book coloring sections outside the lines. All I'm going to say is this. I think, listen, they go. No, right? Because think about it. Everything that they're doing, like you said, is outside of the lines of what is supposed to be happening. But if I'm trying to get, I'm sorry, you know, I was in the right place. If I'm trying to get, no, I wasn't. I was in the wrong place. Here, he gave us the exact days of what is to happen, just like the apostles had the exact date of what was to happen. And now the movie's showing us the exact date of when things are going to happen. Listen, y'all, what you think? And in the year of man, right? This didn't happen in 5 like this. It wasn't 4. It wasn't 3. It wasn't 2. None of that. In 6. 6 is when Project 2025 goes into effect. The big beautiful bill. We already looked it up that the B's sometimes are for the other number. No, I literally was just saying that I feel like I got a good 2 years left at my job. Because nothing is inside the lines, as my nephew said. Everything is, we don't care about that. We don't have to color inside no lines. We're doing whatever we want to do. Can y'all say something? Please, just let me know what you're thinking. I don't know. I mean, I could have just been thinking a little bit too hard after we get through reading some of this stuff, and maybe y'all see it, but am I tripping or no? Just say something. That part. Yeah. Okay. You in a state of shock and you are speechless. Okay. Your mind. All right, I just was wondering, because a big yikes. Okay. I'm just, okay. Maybe we'll move on to the next thing. Because y'all just real quiet over there. Hey. So even above that, it says assistance by a group of nations shall raise a new ruler to power near the Pyrenees or Pyrenees Mountains. A Roman leader shall fear this new threat, right? But right before that, and y'all probably didn't already went and read it on the page before that, page 128. It says, the ones who set the world on fire shall be overtaken by stern justice. The Germans shall aid in the escape of one of the guilty ones, a clear prophecy of the Eichmann trial, an indication that I believe is Hilmar Schott, the mastermind and financial genius who masterminded the Nazi fiasco, shall escape the Nuremberg trials. Now, what if this don't have nothing to do with him? What if it has to do with right now, seeing as how the quatrain is right before the 20 and 28 one? Because they were assuming that it had to do with that. But what if it has to do with right now? because this page, the one we just read before now, has everything to do with what's happening right now. Why would these be next to each other like that? Unless maybe what is said is for now. Because what are they talking about now? They're talking about, which we know probably won't happen, but when this is over, how many of these people are going to go to jail, and how they're going to escape and get out of this, and the whole nine, right? And that's right at the same, all of this is going on at the same time when this man saw in 2028 all the nations and the way that the world, but it's also talking about setting the world on fire. What's happening right now? What's everybody talking about right now? Setting the world on fire. Everybody grabbing their sticks. And I'm talking about the big wigs, not the people. Or am I tripping? I need y'all to drink some coffee. Let's call my daddy in a minute. Okay. So if you, okay. So can y'all go to page 181? Can y'all go to page 181? And right here in the middle at 7, you said pouring, looking at, listen, okay. At last, a pope whose origin is French. Don't our pope right now, ain't he from, like, his people from New Orleans or something? Right? The pope we got right now that came from Chicago, they said he like a black pope or something because his people from Louisiana, right there where the French folks was. Right? Okay. And he just got made the pope last year, right? Or this year. No, last year. Right. Okay, look. At last, a pope whose origin is French will be chosen. Here, Nostradamus forecasts a retrenchment of Catholicism. The first 2 lines speak of a conflict between NATO and the Warsaw Pact nations. In 1556, you saw this, sir, that we was going to have a French pope and NATO and the Warsaw Pact nations. Can we look up the Warsaw Pact nations? I'll be right back because I ain't got no drink, but I'm going to have me some meds because I need y'all to go over this with me because I thought I was tripping when I synced it. Huh? And that other pope was Pope for a girl. Huh? Y'all. Right, auntie. You said click in your pen. Right. So I'm not tripping in. Y'all feel exactly what I feel because wait a minute. That just happened. It was all the world news that this nigga was kind of black. And from New Orleans where the French folks was. Right? And then NATO is the year after he get into the Pope office. NATO and I believe the Warsaw Pact countries are going through something right now. It could be, yeah, yeah, last year. Okay. Roberts is the author. Roberts. And then Joy. Right. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, because I was like, I could talk to my class because maybe they didn't see it too. Y'all see it. sorry, y'all. Because, baby, I was like, I was going to try to wait till tomorrow. I said, I can't. What y'all think? Remember I told you I can have something sitting on my shelf and God will only let me read certain parts of it, but then it'll be like a thing to something else. I've had this book for years. Now, whether I read that part or it stood out to me when I read it, I don't know. But for him to tell me to go get this book, and for most of the stuff that I see, one, a lot of it wasn't highlighted, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything at this time because I was just reading and whatever stood out to me, I kind of highlighted some of it. But y'all don't think, okay, you just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna keep asking y'all the same questions. Right under that, the primary definition example of divine timing. Listen, Mari, listen, okay? Right under that, can y'all tell me who the Warsaw? I'm gonna look it up. Never mind. The Warsaw Pact was Albania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, Hungary, Poland, Romania, and the Soviet Union. Okay? So listen now. It said, at last, a pope whose origin is French will be chosen. Here Nostradamus forecasts a retrenchment of Catholicism. The first two lines speak of a conflict between NATO and the Warsaw Pact nations. Albania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, Hungary, Poland, Romania, and the Soviet Union. Which, is that like the EU? They're part of the EU, right? Or no? Are they part of the EU? Or is that the Soviet Union? No. Because Poland, that's EU, right? They're considered European nations, right? Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Y'all want to go on another bus ride with me? What the? Okay, so look. Oh, goodness. Look at this. Okay, so we know these people, right? We know these people, right? Look at where they went first. Why in the world? Here we go. Look at this. Why in the world, if you have all of this, would you want this right here? You have all of this red at the top of here. Take up almost the whole mat. Why you want this? Why you want this? Huh? Why you want that little bitty purple place right there? They are tricky. Because if two reasons. You working to take over this whole continent right here, right? All of this, because this is the start to the rest of it. If you get this, you can probably get all of this. Okay, Ukraine, right? But you're also right above the space where the river of blood is going to be. This Israel right here. You see it? It's an A line. Huh? It's an A line straight to Israel. It's an A line straight to Israel. Boom. Huh? And if you take Ukraine, you can come down here and do what you need to do. Is y'all seeing this? Ukraine, Israel, right? But if you take Ukraine, you can have stuff right here. You can come and be right here and do what you need to do right here. So it probably was never, ever, ever, ever about Ukraine. It's about the armies that are going to come from the north, the south, the east, and the west. Oh my goodness. Okay. Access and resources. Come on. Yo. Okay, let's just keep going because there we go. All right. It says a period of oppression against scholars and scientists shall arise. Is that happening right now? Huh? What's happening to the research grants? They're going away. Scientists. What's happening to the professors and the schools? They're going away. All of this at the same time when we was going to have a French Pope. And it was going to be conflict between NATO and Europe. Okay, never mind. We just going to go on back. Okay. That might not mean nothing to nobody. So I'm just going back over here. Can I ask y'all a question? Where did the president's parents come from? Do we know where they came from? The scary folks. That's where they came from, John? They did? Interesting. Can I read something to you? Can I read something to you? You mind if I read anything to you? And God talks about bloodlines and what the fathers and stuff be on, and then heritage and lineage. It's important. Right? Okay. Nostradamus predicts the coming of a great world leader, and by a simple play on words as expressed in the first line, we have his name. And they try to say Rose and World, which is Welt in German, talking about Roosevelt. No. No. Mm-mm. No. What if he was trying to describe that man's color? because it's odd. Just think if he was seeing that painted face, what would he think? Right? Do you see what I'm saying? If he was seeing a German world leader, and think about it, because God will show you, but in a dream you'd be like, I don't know, because the face was a little weird. Like it was, I don't know, like a reddish orange color. Like, I don't know. Think about because think about it. White was a thing back then. They didn't get no sun over there where they was at and everything. So think about it. If all the people around you stupid, dumb, pale, and you see a vision of that face with that orange and the whatever, what would you? He might maybe try to say rosy colored, but thinking no, it was something with the face. But he's a German and he's a world leader. Thank you, Diana. Okay, a German leader. He's talking about Rose. No, that ain't Rose. I'm sure he probably just couldn't describe it because he knew it wasn't a natural tone, right? Okay, we'll keep going. Just gonna move on. Hold on. I gotta go back. Okay. If you got page 165, 165, at the bottom here, it says, this quatrain carries on Nostradamus' repeated warnings of a future war between the Orient and the Occident and the horrible consequences thereof. And it says here, it shall rain blood upon the rocks. The sun being in the east and Saturn in the west, war shall be near Oregon, or Orgon, Orgon, and a great evil at Rome. Ships will be cast away and the trident be taken. Now, I'm going to tell you what that made me think of. We just looked up that the first queen of England, or of New England, she had a trident. Britain. We just saw that recently in a book or wherever online, somewhere we was looking it up. I never knew that the Queen of New Britain or whatever had a trident. I never knew that. Or New England, whatever you want to call it, in that, area. And I'm wondering if what he saw was Britain being, like the UK or Europe being taken by another word for rod. Right. But think about this. Right. But it's leadership. If you take a king's rod or his whatever, right, that means you've overthrown him or whatever else. What's happening right now? It's here. And these countries are going to be dance battling to keep what it is that they have established. You said in the movie Aquaman, what's filmed? Like in Germany, it was filmed in Germany or Scotland. Interesting. Right. So what you think? I don't know what cookie to tart means. But are y'all seeing it? Huh? Y'all too quiet. Okay. Yeah, put it, I don't know what you're saying on that one. You said they didn't have a word for the color orange until the mid-16th century. Nostradamus was 15th century, so maybe that's why he said rosy. Come on, Paulina! A change in people. Okay, thank you. Now that is crazy, because that's what I was thinking. Okay, let me take a picture of that. Because here we go. Do y'all hear that? Oh, let me turn that freaking thing off. Oh my goodness. OMG. I'm telling y'all. Did you hear that? They didn't have the word for the color orange until mid 16th century, and Nostradamus was 15th century, so maybe that's why he chose Rosie. And something told me he saw his face, but because he's not, his lineage is not from here. It is German. And normally you are what your father is, yes or no? Like back in the day, it didn't matter if you was born wherever. You were such and such son of the king of the east, or the son of German, or whatever it was. You was whatever your father was. I mean, and if your mom, it didn't matter. That's how that went. So if we looking at this from old kingship type ways, then yeah, German. And again, everything around them was stupid dumb pale. So he's seeing that face like, I don't know what was on this nigga face, but I just know he a German leader and he ain't to be trusted. The classification and system, caste system, exactly. The lines follow the males, exactly. Y'all, I love studying with y'all. I ain't even gonna hold y'all, cause baby, y'all listen. And now you see why I used to be trying to tell my friends, and they'll be like them. Yeah, so, I mean, what do you study all this for? Never mind. But with y'all, all our toes be wiggling. And it makes me excited because I can bounce the ideas off of y'all of what this is. Okay, let's keep going. Just know I love it over here. I'm trying to tell you, because I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Now, recently, has there been anything about comments in the last, I don't know, year or so? Anything about strange comments or anything like that? Y'all seen anything with that? Just in the last, I don't know, 24 months or so, maybe 12 to 24 months. Anybody? They've been talking about the heavens and me too. The Halley Comet and Atlas, you said I3? The eclipse. Interesting. Okay. It says, a play on words. This appears to have no deep significance, but it does. And the only clear reference concerns a bearded comet. A bearded comet. Or Cometa barbatus, as it is known in Latin. I remember them talking about this comet and how it was shaped or something, and it had this tail on it, or it was some big deal about the comet and the specific way that it, I don't know if it was a bearded, they said it was a bearded or what, but I'm like, wait a minute, I feel like this was just in our news in the last 12 to 24 months about this comet, and it was oddly shaped, or there was something with the tail of it, or I don't remember, but when I saw it, I said, why do I feel like I've seen this before? Why do I feel like this is something that has been discussed in the news since I know y'all? Maybe it was 23, maybe it was 24. I don't know, but I just felt like it was something to that. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't point me over in this direction for nothing. Okay, for nothing. You pointed me over here for a reason. Another one for y'all. It says, consternation shall seize the betrayers of the people when they perceive the growing strength of the masses and their insistence upon a voice in their destiny. Sound familiar? Huh? I'm gonna read that again. Consternation shall seize the betrayers of the people when they perceive the growing strength of the masses and their insistence upon a voice in their destiny. What's happening right now? They wouldn't be hiding the media if they didn't want us to click up, because they know. Listen. You said Dick Cheney changes to the plot storylines. Okay, so hold on. Did you see the video about the Minnesota governor? Did you see it? That the Church of Satan donated him a thing. I just seen it today. It's crazy that everything is going down there. The two-plot thing, Maury? Oh, nephew. Y'all seen it? Baby, I said... Okay. So remember we talked about the sacrifices and how these blood sacrifices in the specific places that they are, these buildings and everything, it means something. Yes or no? The slaying of the innocents. And in every demon worshiper movie, guess what there is? They are gonna unalive some innocent people right before they bring whatever spirit they need into fruition, or they trying to bring. Yeah. Just look at this. I said, oh, they doing the rituals, because think about the energy that's being churned up in that city. Think about it, right? And if they're energy vampires, you have all of this supercharged energy and blood being shed at the same time. Rebecca told us about it. Girl, look it. Just like the magicians in the show with the therapist and the priest. Yes, my class is back. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Dad. Right. I didn't know they was mines at first. They had been acting, but I guess because we was being censored, so they couldn't really say much. But yeah, they back. Yeah, they back. Thank you. Okay. All right. I love you. Bye. Uh-huh. Is y'all seeing it? So think about, we could have watched a million, gazillion movies and shows. But hold on. The Exorcist, the show. The Exorcist, the show. Remember, I said they took it off because something is about to happen. What happened? Where did these people, one of the first places they went was Chicago. And we saw that there was going to be a new pope, or the pope was going to be visiting in that show to Chicago. So what did they start doing? They started masking up as people and unaliving people before he came out of there. You know what was going on in Chicago right before that man got put it over there? Huh? It was called Chirac, wasn't it? Specifically, it seemed like it got a little crazier in the 4 or 5 years before this man just got elected. Is the Pope out of Chicago. Yeah, the Pope is from Chicago. Right. And Nostradamus said he was going to have French origin. And when he got in office, NATO was going to be involved with the European countries, and they was going to go to war with the new European countries. And God dog it, it's happening right in front of our face. Mari. You said you better hush up and keep on. Are y'all seeing it? God specifically took. Look. Okay, come on, because I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen, you said, right, mine's is digging in my sandals. They digging in my sandals. Girl, listen. One thing they got to do is tell us what they going to do before they do it. You said what? You said, huh? Is y'all seeing it? In the movie The Exorcist, that was filmed in Chicago, so-called, okay? And wasn't Evil supposed to be in Chicago as well? Or was that New York? Evil was in Chicago too. Wasn't it? Wasn't Evil in Chicago? Or was that New York? Evil was in Chicago too. Now I know folks probably watched it years before. Girl. Okay. But right around the time when it really got popular, just right when we knew about it, what was going around on Facebook? I mean, not Facebook, TikTok. Wasn't it Demon Face? And people started seeing things in the sky and saying, wait a minute, what is that? Like old boy was seeing the sky open up and the lady coming through the thing, and then the demons was running rampant and finding him everywhere, and he was just seeing them in the church and seeing them outside, and they was getting the kids, and the kids was setting stuff on fire. Baby, this is what we living in. Wait a minute. You said, I remember them talking about the piggies and the secret depots that they occupied that wasn't the normal group. Who was the bosses? When all the rich folks got together, they wasn't even human. You said, and those pygmies was from NYC. Oh. Are you talking about like the show we just watched that just ended? Ain't no more of it. The ones they kept underground, the 10,000 to 100,000. Oh, right. Right. Okay, so think about. Okay, so hold that thought and stay right there. Hold that thought. I thought you was talking about the babies that they was. Give me a second. You just stay right there, cause you just stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Did they take it down? Don't play with me. Oh. Um, mm, hold on, y'all. What the heck? I promise I can't even get to freaking class good enough. Did I please tell me I downloaded it? I've been noticing when I go to get the when I go to, like, I'll download the video And when I go where it's not even in my phone. What in the heck? Hold on, y'all. Mm. What's the mayor of I mean the governor? That's crazy. The governor of um Minnesota. How in the world? Wow. Okay. Well, I was gonna try to show y'all a video, and there was a woman who was in Minnesota in like a government building just today or yesterday. It ain't been that long. And I should have screenshotted it. Doggone it. Anyway, it's a video of a lady being in a building in Minnesota, and there is a plaque, Tim Walsh. To Tim Walsh, y'all, that says, "Thank you for allowing us to spread Satanism. Thank you for not banning us from," and it got the Baphomet right on it, and it's his name right on there. And you said do or whatever. Literally, there is a plaque, and literally, I reposted it, and I don't see it in my repost either, which is crazy, cause it ain't been that long before I got on here that I saw it. So if y'all can Google that, Google Tim Walsh. That's crazy. That is crazy. I know I downloaded that. Whatever Tim Walls, whatever his name is, can y'all just take a minute real quick? I'm not even gonna go looking for it because I know they're gonna play with me. But just look up like plaque, just like the trio investigated the church that worship the beat and evil. Right? Listen, listen. Mari and all of the same players are in real life. That's what I'm telling you. Like when I just seen that, I'm like, okay, wait. So at some point in time, there was a plaque dedicated, and it is in a government building. Wherever she was on the Senate float or whatever in that space. And she said, "Look, they don't want you to know this." And she read it off. You could see it right there, and the Baphomet was right there on there. The Church of Satan, da 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 da. Thank you for doing your. Well, we know what the Baphomet. That's why they, and it got the little kid, the little boy, and the little girl on the side of the go-headed man. It's right there in the government building. Where's a lot of this stuff going on? Like downtown and around the surrounding area. Listen, y'all. We just talked about the circles. What I just said, Hartford, Connecticut, they downtown is crazy. We talked about what those spaces were. You saw it yesterday? Listen, please go see it. Which we were researching the city. Nephew, where is my, you know what? Yeah, it ain't been that long. And we done did it more than one time. You just saw it? You synced it? You said if they, in 24, they had another thing where it displayed in the Capitol, in the state. Interesting. You seen it? Is y'all eyes open? We even just looked up the layouts of the cities, baby. Listen. When I say not one of our classes is for nothing, every single freaking class that we have ever absolutely had on this or any other social media platform, baby, they have been. Listen, y'all, my toes is like this on my seat. That's why they taking the kids. That's why they taking the teenagers. This is why they're coming for the young adults. They're letting the older people go, but not the kids. Remember, so many, just like Maury said in Evil, so many of the checker pieces had to be put on the table in order for the thing to be open so the baby could be born, so that the AC could be here. Huh? What? And if the feedy peoples, the road folks, then came over here from where he'd been chilling for 3 years, that makes every bit of sense. All the sense as to why they're going to the capitals. You said the increases require mint of, you said mint of Kool-Aid for the recipe, and the alters. Okay. So you said he said he can't take the monument down because of the First Amendment. Y'all remember they was in court about the babies. They was in court about the unalivings, and in the show Evil, they was in court. Remember that most of the lawyers were not even human beings. The doctors were not human beings. The businessmen, the rich ones that was laughing at her and have her, they was not, a lot of them was not human beings. They was all a part of the, just like, I live in Hartford. They said it's a clock tower with Masonic statues, and the owners are called the owner, Arcani Brothers. Wait a minute. You live in Hartford? What's going on there? Why you ain't told us about what's going on? Hartford, Connecticut, right? You been holding out? So it's real? Just say yes if it's real. If it's real, you don't gotta say nothing else. Is it real? It is real. What? Yeah. Oh, Sarabi. Oh, wow. Oh, y'all. This, I don't know. I don't know. She might. I don't know. I found out about the tunnels a few years ago, and they run underneath the church. Interesting. Wait a minute, you talking about the kids. We talking about the fireworks and stuff. I'm wondering who he comes from now. Minnesota has Scandinavian and German roots. Oh. Y'all real quiet. Hello. So now y'all was feeling what I was feeling earlier. We got Nostradamus talking about 2028. This is why they want to get rid of the books, because if you go get the old books, they ain't been able to take out everything they want to do and all of that stuff. This is why God told us to go get all these old books. Y'all get it? Mm-hmm. Y'all understand now why we had to have this? Because they're taking everything off the internet. They're even changing how many scriptures is in the Bibles. Y'all know they about to stop printing them like they is. Hello. This is why God told us to go get all these old books and stuff. This is exactly why he told us that, because he knew. Okay. Well, yeah. So there's that. You said I'm bandaging my hair follicles. Auntie, listen. Because they have betrayed the people. Right? We agree. This sounds like now. Consternation shall seize the betrayers of the people when they perceive that the growing strength of the masses and their insistence upon a voice in their destiny. You're not going to tell us what we're going to just lay down and take. I'm just crazy. Okay, here we go. It says, a great nation shall awake from its false sense of security and isolationism and raise an immense amount of gold and a great navy. With its newfound strength, it will invade the African shore. Interesting. The isolation and neutrality of the United States prior to World War II is changed. False sleep into war preparedness, raise an army, subsequently gaining foothold in North Africa, from which, as Churchill said, to attack the soft underbelly of Europe. But I think some of his times, that's Winston Churchill. This is the soft underbelly of Europe is, Israel is right there. Okay. Oh, we ain't even got to, y'all just stay here. We gonna get to some people. We still got places to go. Hello. But I just showed y'all that whole thing with the map and where it is, and if you're trying to go and then get to where you're trying to get to, that's the the underbelly of Europe is where we just pointed down from, is it not? Straight into the hello. Am I tripping, or yes or no? I just showed y'all on the map. For this big old space to want to take this specific space where they have access to, what is that? Hello. Okay. The European nations shall embark on a universal war with the complete destruction of Constantinople promised. The European nation shall embark on a universal war? German and Scottish is... What's going on right now? Oh, okay. All right, Mari. All right. The fury and rage of an invader driving his legions toward English shores shall result in a great destruction of navies. What's the first thing that we saw happening? They didn't show us Tonka trucks. The first things that we know that left were what? They start with a T2, but I believe so. They are. Well, technically, no, but yes. Because we colonized ourselves first. That's the whole conquering thing, and then other people came after they traveled, and but kind of, right? But think about it. Most of the people that agree, right, with what is happening now, their origins are from where? The majority. Where are their right? Even the nigga with the fat belly that looked like the turtle dude, the brain guy, he was born in a place, but that's not his origin. Correct me if I'm wrong, because his folks fled there from that place too. Right. Are you seeing it, or am I tripping? Oh, okay. Okay. So here we go. So is it the people's? It is. It is. No. Am I tripping? Maybe I am. Maybe I am. There is one more. Oh, page 171. Page 171. It says Adolf Hitler and von Hindenburg first became associated historically in 1920. Interesting. The year that the Nazi Party was founded, 13 years later, just prior to Hindenburg's death, Hitler assumed full power, resulting in the ultimate ruin and destruction of the German state. Now, this could apply to Adolf and von Hindenburg, but it could also apply to the Queen of Hearts and the Turtles guy. Because, listen, the two united shall not hold long. Within 13 years, to the barbarian satrap, they shall cause such loss on both sides that one shall bless the boat and its covering. Now, that's what he wrote in French. But what if it's not about them? Because those two together are what's causing the loss around the world right now. Are they not? And their little buddy thing, it really didn't last long. So what if it wasn't Hitler and von Hindenburg? What if it was the Queen of Hearts and the Turtles guy? You said if you're tripping, then I'm falling and can't get up. I'm just saying. It's crazy how in 15, whenever he seen these visions, that it is completely fitting right where we at right now with everything. Okay. Did y'all? Okay, maybe I'm tripping. You said, they falsified too much already. This part, this, but it's like God is revealing it to us, giving us something. Because I bought this book, I believe at Goodwill, or I don't know where, I believe so, or Half Price Bookstore. One day it was like shine, and I was like, okay, this is the book, okay, and it's in my budget, okay, and I just put it on the shelf for a while. I didn't immediately start reading it, but then there was things happening in like 2016, 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021, and I'm like, interesting. And he would tell me to come in here, and I would open up to a page just like today. You said you're not tripping, but my mind is blown. You said, mom, his mom was from Australia. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that. Interesting. Well, I didn't know his mama was from Australia, which makes sense though, because the Australian president now, he's an Australian. Did you say Austria or Australia? Okay, yeah. Um, he's a Australian Trump. Have y'all heard how he be talking to people and the way he be acting? He literally act like, I'm sorry, the Queen of Hearts. He does all day long. I went and looked at some of his stuff a couple months ago when he was talking crazy, talking about punching people and stuff. And I was listening to some of his stuff, and you can tell that the Fidi people got him. The Fidi people got him. The Fidi people got our people too. The road people. You said she a cook for a well-to-do Jewish family named Frankenberger. Interesting. Interesting. Mm. Interesting. Okay, look. Um, It says the royal bird, the eagle, shall fly for many months over an eastern city. When it loses its most deadly weapon, which shines with the brilliance of lighting, the eastern wall will crumble. Now, I don't know, but the people in the east is talking about birds that they got that could be anywhere around the world, right? In about 20 minutes. And they kind of into it with a few different folks, right? Right? They into it with a few folks, and it don't take no months for this super deadly weapon that shines with the brilliance of lightning. It don't take no months for it to get nowhere. What kind of weapon do you know that shine like the sun or a big bright star? Anybody know? You know what's crazy? Didn't they lose one last year? They lost something that if it had right, a mushroom. But didn't they lose something that had some mushroom activity on it last year? Did they ever find it? Or the year before? Because that'll cause the mushroom, won't it? Okay. just looking at. What if it was given to the people that we don't know are invited to the party, but they were invited to the party a long time ago, like 10 years ago? And if you plan on getting a nigga jumped at his own party, don't you normally already had a niggas in there, but he don't know who they is? You probably didn't dapped it up with the niggas that's about to wait till you get 2 drinks in you and gone and stomp you down into the ground. Ain't that how it normally work? I was listening so intently, thinking hard on all this, and my freaking neighbors just set off fireworks and scared the sparklers out of me. You piddled a little, didn't you, Sarabi? It happens to me too. I be so focused in, and then like boom, and then I'll be like, okay, no, here we go. You hear me? Yeah, you piddled a little. I know you did. I can feel it. The seat is wet. No, I'm just playing. Spooked you. You said they never said they found it that I know of. Me either. You said a little bit, girl. I know, because this is real. You said this place was trading and giving away Skittles for the past 3.5 years. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So think about this, family. If the people that was planning on jumping us, which we talked about, was already here getting paid about $2,200 a month, maybe, because they was getting housed in New York at a specific place, and people couldn't understand how they couldn't pay their rent. But there was a party list that was signed. And now, just remember the bus stations and stuff and the places, and then they just all went away. All of them. Some of them was, where did they go? To training camps? Huh? And free hotel stay. And when people was walking up to them and asking them, what are you? They said, what? There was a number of things that they said. Mercenaries, soldiers. Y'all don't remember this? They said, where you come from, man? Oh, such and such, such. Well, how were you? Oh, they were showing us their cards. Oh, do y'all remember the name that was on the top of that card, though? Do y'all remember the name and company that was on the top of that debit card, honey? That was handing out $4,600 and $8,000 a month in stamps. Do y'all remember? Seeing as how no. Y'all remember? Where did they go? Because some of the things that are happening right now seem like things that would be happening at another party, but never at this one. Not on the scale that it's doing right now. You said, just let me just go get it for it because I'm done. Girl! This how I said, I was like, I'm gonna just bounce the ideas off of y'all like a ball and see if y'all bounce it back. And y'all bouncing it back. Y'all is. Because it's a number of things. Listen. I said, this is pretty spooky. This is getting pretty. They was busting them daily, wasn't it? You said in house the And you said where's the Huh? It went away like it never happened, but we never knew where they went. It was a problem and then it wasn't. And now we got, they live in New York. That's funny because that area is where 11 came from. And we know what they uncle used to be on. So it makes sense that 11 them was up there in that area. Ain't that where they said what's the name was? And they said they fled to the, you know, Turtle Island and stuff. It says that the people that ran the party during that time said y'all could come over here. Y'all don't get to stay at their party. We'll use y'all, and then that's where 11 them came from, up in that area. That's interesting. And oh boy, too interesting. And now they just love them, and they just, just like, they just, so it makes sense. Interesting. Interesting. So AH nephews live in New York, 3 of them. Interesting. That's crazy. Huh? And that man just had him a milk mustache recently. Y'all seen it? Maybe it was to pay homage. Huh? We don't know how many children that nigga might have had. Because everything is looking like when their uncle was around. You said show did, see it. Okay. 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 You said, I knew those buses were going to unfold some chaos. Interesting. What y'all feeling? Y'all okay? You said, what's strange is they have some of his... Right. Exactly. But we don't know if the nephews is really the kids. It was people that came over here as brother and sister and then pretended to be couples and stuff because they changed their names. We don't know who, what, when, where, why. His last name was Drumpf. So, plenty of people was coming over here like refugees and they wasn't. I'm just saying. And they said it was... Yeah. So... It's one more. Or two, but there was a specific one. I hope I marked it. Oh, wait a minute. Anyway, one of these pages, and I don't know which one, because I marked them out. It talks about the same thing that happened with the ear. It talks about that in here. Maybe it's in this page. You said some also came over. You said on a boat. You said yeah. Someone else came over. Is that a boat? Interesting. And it's so interesting because they were busing them in and dropping them off at the Piggly Station, all in downtown Chicago. I was there in 2024 and they were camped out like it was normal. And when people was walking by there, they was asking them, was they soldiers? And they was saying yes. Do y'all remember this? Because y'all was tagging me in videos. And they just went away. They did. It's another page in here where it talks about the assassination. But maybe I didn't mark it. England shall be angry at a strange alliance, whereby the helpless are hunted down. The Italian wolf and the Russian bear shall defy one another. What do you think about that? You said, oh yes, the outrage of the peeps was real. Listen, you definitely remember. I don't know how I didn't mark it, but it talked about old boy and his attempted assassination. Right. It's on one of these pages, y'all. And I might not have marked it. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. But it might be earlier in the book. Because I was looking at a couple different things and I guess I didn't mark it. But it literally talked about his what's the name? I said, that's interesting. This just happened too. Again. I have to find it. I don't think I marked it. Dang it, girl. He said we studied their places and their representative animals too. Listen, look at this. Tell me if this sounds familiar, Joy. The millers, unlearned persons, shall attempt to annihilate the culture of the Saturnines, the studious people, even to the wholesale burning of books. They say this prophecy was fulfilled in its entirety when the Nazis publicly banned and burned all books that were against their ideology. You said what? You said, huh? You see it? If not a Nazi, why are you Nazi shaped? Shut up, girl. It's all right. I got you. Listen. I'm also thinking that they swapped out Natty Holmes with Zim. Of course. Meanwhile, the facts that you said Mari. You got me, nephew. I'm definitely gonna have to. I got the top one, but not the bottom. Meaning the facts that could explain. Interesting. Girl, you all right? Don't say sorry, because this is mind blowing. Do not say sorry. Listen, why y'all think I came on here to talk to y'all about it? Because at first I thought I was tripping. Info that give the truth. Okay. So, oh yeah. Info So that's why I'm thinking, okay, so think about this. The FDI, the FDI, right? About this now, like you said, the FDI, right? The FDI. It came over and, like you said, gave the information to the, because they wear, y'all seeing that they wear a different thing right here. Y'all seen it? It's row. The row people and the people are different people. They the people, the feedy people is the people that probably is running the, what's the names? But that's why they wearing the things, because it's facial recognition everywhere. And so then they would know that the feedy is here and that those are not just, because then, I mean, you have to think as a game player, Call of Duty game player, there's certain information that other nations can access, right? So, I don't know. Because they just went away. But remember, we had truckers that came in here and told us that everybody was on the outskirts of the city. Y'all remember us talking about this? I said they never left. Certain people were moved in 2020 and they never left. They were just always on the outskirts of the city. And the feature on the DVD always gives more than the original content when it comes to the characters. Come on. Come on. And you got to think, they know that there's going to be some actors that are not going to like their acting. And so it's a 50-50 because you don't, I mean, we all watched Scandal. Well, I don't know if y'all did. I did. And if you watch Scandal, you know what I'm talking about. Hello. Listen, it's a real thing. They took your Bibles off your phone? Which one? Mm. Y'all. We is Inspector Gadget and Where is Waldo all in the, we got to find the answers. This is so loud, wild. Like we are literally living out a movie. The movie, yeah. Nisi Poo, you don't remember I said I'll scratch this out. So when I was on another social media, on this day, on this day, on this day, I said in 2020 or 2021, no, oh, nothing. Just getting ready for the CW that nobody thinks is coming. Y'all remember? This part. And Carmen Sandiego and is. Y'all remember this? And I showed y'all the date. Y'all remember? What are we in right now, family? Are we not in the CW? I told y'all that in 22. I showed y'all in 22. I said, listen, I've been trying to tell my family this is coming. Nobody don't believe me. I wish somebody would listen. And boom, here we are. A CW. Right here, right what God told me back. I want to say it was like April 9th of either 2020 or 2021. Y'all want to know what I wrote down in my journal on 10/14 of 2025? I think it was. I'm about to show y'all. And I think we studied about it, but why did it come back up? I was already studying it again and then looked at my journal and he had like the same 3 words. Same freaking 3 words. I said, that's crazy. kind of mind blowing just a little bit. 10:14, 8:36 a.m. I wrote down prisoner, captive, and slave. And the other day, now mind you, I didn't, whatever. I'm studying the other day, and I wrote down at 9:24 a.m. on, looks like 10:15, prisoner, captive, and slave. And then I flipped back, like I was looking, and I said, wait a minute. And I looked, and then I said, what the heck? Same 3 words. Prisoner, captive, slave. What's happening right now? Prisoner, captives, and slaves. You said they took my Bible app off my phone, the whole app. No way. You said because I was watching it today, and I'm like, who is actually dancing off against who? And now with these puzzle pieces, it makes sense who. Interesting. People shaking it off. Shaking it for OF, soon shaking it for the masters. I'm trying to tell you. In real life. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi. Ain't this crazy though, y'all? Just a little. You can't, y'all, we can't go talk to other people about all this old good stuff. I said, well, I know who I can talk to about it. To those of you that have been buying a lot of it, to those of you that have been able to get your ebooks, however you've been getting your books, y'all, we sitting on lightweight diamond mines. Y'all realize that, right? Do you guys understand that? Even this book right here is a jewel. Because it was written in like 1550 when they published it. And this nigga knew about 20 and 28 and what was going on. We sitting on diamond mines and don't even know it. The information is around. Yes, sir. People would say, don't read outside, but God gave dreams to all. He gave dreams to the giants that the earth was about to be destroyed. What is you to, and the monsters? Huh? So why he can't give it to some other people that just ain't, it's out here. He didn't just stop giving out dreams to the Hebrews. Everybody was dreaming. Hello? And they wrote it down. You said, I'm so grateful I found this book at the Goodwill. That part. And is. You said, people perish for the lack of the pages. Listen, that part. Listen. I'm just saying, think about that. We do not know what all we have. It could be... Think about it. It ain't no telling with all of our libraries together what pieces we have to these puzzles. Because God is laying it out, is it not? Now, what's going to mess me up is them 2 places that we pointed to today. If that ends up being main spaces for whatever's getting ready to go on, because y'all know they turning folks away up there, right? Remember, everybody's like, oh, we just gone whatever, and they turning folks away. Did y'all know? The people that live upstairs from us, they turning folks away. Y'all know, right? Yeah. Mari, you better check. They turning folks around. They turning folks around. Sure is. Turning folks around. And You can't even get an air, like, they not even letting people stay, you know, like, in the Airbnb. Oh, yeah, they turning folks around, Pumpkin. And seen it a couple places, not just, and they had, like, their kids, and they didn't pay for their Airbnb. They was like, yeah, we don't know what to tell you. Coming up from right above y'all. Go look it on TikTok real quick. If you still on TikTok, just go look it up real quick. Folks being turned away from upstairs. Got all their stuff and everything, and they like restructuring the process of you just being able to claim, like you might need to go to the crazy house. Yeah, they saying it, but when people are getting there, they're not doing it. You said, I know that the neighbors up north are selling their vacation homes in Florida. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, from last year. You said, and now I know they got an attitude. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, they doing it right now. I just watched a one young lady. Her and her family was gonna try to, get an Airbnb and then just kind of like whatever. Yeah. You said, let me go and love on them so their attitude can get right. I'm trying to tell you, cause they're sure doing it. I learned that they can only be here for 30 days. So yes, they're selling them off down here. They just. Mm-hmm. Because remember, at first it was like, come on, yeah, they're horrible. Let's go. If you feel. Now they like, nigga, we don't know if we can trust none of y'all. What? How you gonna get a nigga all hyped up and then turn around and say, I can't come over your house? It's like when you be all hyped up thinking you about to spend out at your friend house and your mama be like, I'll think about it, so y'all already playing and stuff. And then they turn around and say no, and like you feel like your legs is about to collapse. Remember what they said about the Airbnb, no refunds. And you said and they can refuse last year. They sure did, Jen. And if, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And they was like, if it's oh, on top of the depreciation of this here small book, and now having to pay to go anywhere. Now listen. Here on the small book, having to pay to go anywhere. Listen, what's really scary is they put like they're doing something to the new ones. They already had a tracking device or whatever, but they're doing something to the new ones. I think that's why they're telling everybody, no, they don't work. You're going to have to get the new one. You're going to have to get the new one. And the new one, right. Y'all like being a part of this class? Because I do. I can tell you, I can feel that y'all toes are wiggling and that some of you are researching. I can feel it in my spirit. Hey, Riz, we over here. Right. Please go look. I think that's why they're doing people when they get over there and then they get to turn and then they said, no, you can't. And then all of that, it makes sense. Hey, Pumpkin. I love it here, too. Yeah, it's real good over here because all of this is like very interesting. Y'all don't think so? How the pieces, like my baby said, just be put together? He said, just a reminder to stay in Christ and always pray. He will cover and lead those who seek him. Yes, he will, always. Mm-hmm. Always. That's how we get into this information. Who has to know the truth when you got over here? I did. Before you got here, you was seeking it. It's weird. It gets you there, but not back. They made the most important page, like the new ID. Citizen has been a word that we have used here every single year since we have been here. And we talked about being a global citizen. And a citizen, and you're going to have to prove that you are a citizen. And now there are people walking around with their papers in America. No, I guess we talked about it. We talked about saying, well, what kind of citizen? What kind of citizen? Why would they worry about if you're a citizen or not? And now, here we go. Hmm? Real crazy. That's why I said none of these classes were up for nothing. None of them. Not one of them. Every time I look on the news, I see. You said maybe the oh, it's not the new system. You said, and it don't matter if you were born here or not. The post office is asking too, with two things, barcode or QR code, baby. This guy? This one? This? This one? That kind of barcode? This one? That's been around since 1981? That's the bark. Interesting. The fourth page? Interesting. And you see that on there? Something similar to that, huh? Interesting. You want to know something? Not trying to be funny. Don't that look like a young picture of the Queen of Hearts a little bit? Or am I tripping? His younger pictures. Oh. You said, child, someone give me a cigarette. That part, Maury, because, baby, what? And I bought this book at the Goodwill for like 15 cents or something. Nigga, they done put this nigga on the... That's nuts. Mr. Billy Graham, what did you know that we didn't? I could... Y'all just see me get this off the shit. Oh. I'm going to just show y'all. Matter of fact, I'm going to let y'all read it with y'all own. Can you tell me what page it said right there? What do that first sentence say right there at the top of page 35? Can y'all read it? Huh? Oh, I done broke the book. Calm down, CERCA. Look at that. You said, let me go get my blanket and a bottle of milk because you didn't put me to bed with all this. Sorry. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it right here. It says, under the headline, Growing Antichrist Movement in This Country, the Minneapolis Tribune published a viewpoint that since Christianity has been effectively abolished from the schools, it is inevitably necessary to infiltrate our schools with the occult. This would seem to be but one step away from society's bending the knee before the shrine of the Antichrist. This book was written in 1981. 80 because it was published in 81. just seen that the Church of Satan just donated you look here. But with sophisticated Westerners actually worship the image of the beast, as the Bible indicates. Crazy. The evidence points strongly to that possibility. Interesting. But I don't. Everything on schedule, girl. This is 19. Dead right! What in the, and y'all just seen me go get this? Because Marie was talking about the thing, and I flipped the freaking page open to right where we is at right now. Y'all, this getting spooker and spooker about a moment. Y'all just see me flip this book. It ain't nothing. Y'all, what in the heck? Okay. In the Bible, the beast is a familiar simile representing a political power from comparison with the visions of Daniel. We know we are looking here at a revived Roman Empire. It rises up out of the sea of the Gentile nations. Interesting. Compare Revelation 17 and 15, where the symbol of the sea is employed and interpreted, having 7 heads and 10 horns. 7 is the number of completeness. Here it probably speaks as a universal power and dominion. The 10 horns correspond with the 10 toes of Nebuchadnezzar's dream image, and the 10 horns of the 4th beast in Daniel's vision are described in Daniel 7. The 10 horns and the 10 toes illustrate the 10 subdivisions of the Roman Empire, which will be revived, possibly through the common market. While Europe has been united for 2 decades as an economic community, the EC, and is fast evolving into political confederation, its beginnings can be found in the post-World War II alliance, NATO. It says NATO assured the world, even in the 1950s, that the emerging military alliance would only be totally effective when it had evolved into a political union. The coming Antichrist will see to it that such a vision is consummated, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy, Revelations 13 and 1. So the 10 heads of the states in Europe will eventually join together in a confederation of nations. Didn't I take the peace? Never mind. Under the sovereignty of the Antichrist, and thus constitute the empire. And thus constitute the empire as revealed in Daniel 7:24 and Revelation 17 and 12. Interesting. It's been a while since I read this book. I might. It's so interesting how all of this is just right where we need it to be. I'll be right back, y'all. Dramatic music, right? You said, ain't we been twittering about this all week. Listen. You said I tried to hold out. Let me go get my medicine right. You said, look at what Pastor say, and the government of the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth. Listen. That's why I love y'all. You know why I love y'all? Because we can. Could you imagine taking all of this that we just talked to other people, and y'all don't think they're going to think y'all crazy? If we were to go and just lay this out, all that we've been doing just right here, in front of other people, they would say, you need to stay off that internet with that lady. You need to stay off that internet with that lady because she got you tripping. But whole time God then gave us a play-by-play every single time. Now what's gonna mess me up if in the near future Minnesota and Connecticut have that play a significant role in going upstairs. That's what's gonna mess me up. I'm telling you right now. Anybody remember me showing y'all the mug my daughter got for me and I said I didn't want to use it because I didn't want to break it? It was a 50-year of Starbucks. It was like teal. I was drinking out of it just a couple weeks ago. Y'all remember? And it had like the shimmery kind of teal color to it. Made me a cup of tea last night. Now, mind you, when I first got the cup, I told my daughter, I'm going to use it now, but I'm going to put it up. Because I said, it's like I literally saw myself breaking this cup. I don't normally break cups like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I broke it last night. Literally made me a cup of tea, went to sit it down, and it slipped not more than this far to the ground and shattered. I had that cup since 2019 or 2020, and it is set up on that shelf because I didn't want to break it. And my daughter saw today. She said, Mom, I said, I just told you when you was, we just talked about it last week. She was like, oh, you're using it. I said, I've only used it a couple times because I don't want to break it. I'm about to show it to y'all real quick. Oh, I'm going to glue it back together and put it back in the box. I should have never took it out the box. Never took it out. Some told me don't use it. Just keep it in the box. Look, shattered. said, Mom. I said, I know. I'm talking about the whole cup is broke. It cracked all the way down. Like, y'all probably can't see it, but it's cracked right there. Whole, and it's double insulated, and the pieces is cracked. This whole thing is cracked. I said, literally, it just and broke into pieces. I should have left it on the shelf, but I got some of the pieces. I put them in here, some of them on my cabinet. I'm gonna try to glue it back and just put it up. Right. Right. It was the 50th anniversary too. It came in a real pretty box, and so she know I like mystical creatures and use it, and baby, it's broke. I said, what the heck? I just sat there. I said, I should have just left it on the shelf. Right. She said, Mom. I was like, baby, I told you I didn't want to use it. Because when she came, she was like, you ain't even use it. I said, I don't want to break it. Used it probably the 4th or 5th time. And it was a second time. Because I think I used it when she first got it. I might have used it when I first moved here. And I was like, put this cup up. I think I used it maybe twice since I've been knowing y'all. It ain't been more than 5 times. And it's broke. Oh, that sucks. But you said learn you needed outer boxes on everything. Do every last one. Don't play. Because, baby, listen. If you want it, you better not send it over here depending on what it is. Because it might not make it. I don't even know where that comes from. I don't. I was so sad. I just sat there. Then I had to clean up the tea. And I promise that was like the best cup of tea I ever made. I was like, what the heck? So I'm going to glue it back. Listen, heavy-handed is, I don't even deny it. I don't even, what did I do with the glass? I don't even deny it. Like a bull, girl. Crazy. Just be breaking. I done broke these goosenecks and everything. Girl, I'm tired of breaking stuff. Listen. I was like, what the heck? Baby, my heart was, I didn't even want to tell her. And then her sister called. Then she kept calling me. And I was like, I ain't going to say nothing. Then she called me. I said, I'm going to tell you something. But you know what's funny? There's a mug in here somewhere that my other daughter bought me for Mother's Day the year before. And when I started this one, I had to tell her. I said, because they was both on the phone, I said, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I don't even know how this happened, but because the thing is down here, so something might have dropped on it off the desk, but this one got broke too. They was both on the phone. I said, I'm sorry, y'all. Right. I said, the one you got me, dear Mom, thanks for putting up with a spoiled, ungrateful, messy, bratty child like my sibling. Love, your favorite. Right? And then this one, I just realized maybe a couple months ago that somehow or another the handles is off of it. So, I don't even know. You said I'm not allowed to have glass. Listen, I got glasses. Well, no, I have dropped a few glasses in the sink and they just shattered. So, never mind. Right. So, I just told them both at the same time. I said, kind of like how y'all told me, stuff that I was asking y'all. And y'all never said nothing about it until y'all was grown and couldn't get in trouble. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Y'all held out secrets. I was asking y'all, and y'all waited till y'all was grown and couldn't get a whooping or beat up for it to tell me. So, moving on. Steel cups. Listen, plastic. You said, saying my daughter broke my Star Wars cup and mermaid. So, yes, I understand. Girl, back up off my knees. Abundance of silicone is your portion. Mari, I feel like you scared to tell your kids you broke their stuff. Listen, the stuff you broke, girl, I was. I didn't want, because they buy me stuff and I want to keep it safe, because I be wanting to have it. Yeah. Don't send no ceramic nothing over here. That's why Danny, it was you that sent me. Was it you that sent me the stuff from Japan? It was you that brought me the stuff back from Japan. Don't get mad at me because I should remember, but sometimes I don't because y'all bought me a lot of stuff. But I know somebody sent me my stuff from Japan. Baby, I put that cup up so fast. I put that cup up so it's in the top of the thing. I drank out of about 2 times, and the little spoon that go to it, I put it up. I bet not. I bet not, because I might not have it. He said I treat my cups. It wasn't you. Okay, somebody sent me some stuff from Japan. I don't know who it was. I can't remember. Please don't be upset. But you said I treat my cups like they're my babies. If one gets cracked, I'm like, oh my, right, right. Stainless steel and stainless steel toe quality only. Man, I put it up. Ugh. I drank out of like 1 or 2 times just to get the experience. Baby, is up. It is up. And that's been up since I got here. I should have just left it. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I did that. But I felt it in my spirit when I first got it. I said, I'm going to break this. I can feel it in my spirit. And so then I put it up. He said it was a girl. She's a soldier. I forgot her name. Oh, what was we just talking about? Listen, y'all. My menopause brain is real right now. I just want y'all to know. But it's a lot of things going on. Because, I think they're still playing hide and go seek with that person I told y'all about. So I still be having that on. Like, it's just a lot of stuff going on just right here. So if I just been a little whatever, because sometimes just random thoughts be coming through my mind about other stuff. And so it's so real right now for me. Like, I know y'all can tell. I be like, baby, my memory used to be so sharp. I told y'all matter of fact, the same person that's playing hide and go seek is the one that was like, your brain is like an elephant. Well, not in the last 18 months. Especially not in the last 6. 3 months been real crazy. I thought I was tripping, but no, it's real. It is what it is. Ain't nothing I can do about it. What I'm gonna do? That's why I be like, thank y'all for helping me, because again, I got my kids, I got my stuff, I got this, I got, baby, I don't know. You said it's okay. Your brain be doing the percolator dance in a random moments. I'm trying to tell you because Mari, listen. Okay, so do y'all know? Thank you, and I love y'all for doing it. Y'all be helping me. Like, even the other day, me saying 6 and 19, it was 6, 1 through 9. It's in there. It is in there, baby. I am not. This is not a thing for me, so it's new, and I'm just going with it. But yeah, I was going to say something about that. I'm gonna just leave it. But yeah, I'm gonna just say it. So they didn't like. No, I better leave it alone. I'll tell y'all after, because I don't never know who's watching this. So with that, yeah, the goose still loose, from what I understand. Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it. So we'll just know it'd be a lot over here. I'll be like, okay, well, that's interesting. So good. All right. Not only have I been labeled an activist, I just got a lot of different things going on right now. And I'm going to tell y'all something. One of my babies, she works, for the courts and whatnot. So I read that to her. Do y'all know her eyebrows went up at all the same places? I said, wait, you got that? She said, yeah, why would they use that word right there? Then I turned it around and showed. She said, no, Mom, that's not good. I said, right. I thought I was tripping. And I said, I read it to the class, and they kind of felt the same thing that I felt. And now I'm reading it to you, and your eyebrows that went up on every single space that it did on mine, too. She said, where did you get this? I said, that. She said, no, well, wait a minute. She said, no, because that comes from da 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 da. I said, right. She said, what list they didn't put you on? Exact words out her mouth. She said, oh no, Mom, what list they didn't put you? She said, they didn't put you on the list, Mom. This is what my baby said. She said, Mom, they didn't put you, what list they put you on? They didn't put you on the list. She said, they didn't put you on. Right. This is at like 8 o'clock this morning. So, life is life. You know what else that makes me think about? The dream that Antoinette had. the dream that Antoinette had. It made me think about this, but remember I told y'all I felt like this person was a part of, and I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. But I kept asking the person, like, are you the people? Now, I don't know for sure. I don't know. But, I mean, it could be a Stamps and Indulgence type thing. I don't know for sure, but it could be. I don't know. The coming world dictator. The coming world dictator. The coming world dictator. Right? And I could be tripping, but I could not be. I don't know. But remember what we talked about in 2022. Y'all remember what we talked about in 2022? About them paying attention to the buying trends, and then they go and see the IP address and where you was. Right. I don't know for sure, but it could be. Just how the situation happened, it ain't never happened to me like that before ever in my life. Ever. Not ever. And I've been in this world a long time. When I say the situation that happened in that, and everybody that actually knows, like, the whole story was like, wait a minute, what? I've never heard. This is what I heard. I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of it before. I've never heard. I've never heard. I've never heard. Like, literally, I've never heard of nothing like that. I said, right. So I'm not tripping. No, you're not tripping. And this is males and females of all different types of whatever. Even my kids was like, what? I'm like, right. I don't even know. Everybody said, I've never heard of anything like that. Never. Never, ever, ever. I said, now that is interesting. If y'all only knew. So it is just a lot of crazy stuff going on around here. Oh, wait. That's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but it's real crazy. The crazy thing is, I've been on the list, and when I was trying to tell people I was on the list, everybody tried to make me think I was crazy, but I've been on the list. A long time ago, I've been on the list. Because all of my businesses would have exposed every single thing that was going on with what's on the news right now. So, yeah, I've been on the list. It is. It's still unnerving, though. You got to think. I'm by myself 24 hours a day. So, it be a lot, you know? I'll be like, yeah, well, I don't bother nobody. I don't bother nobody. I don't go. You said I was thinking that because you be saying that too. Yeah, it's a real thing. Like, I was talking to my daughters about my car and just different things that, I mean, because I don't say everything on here that be happening. Does that make sense? Because I never know who's watching. And with that, it'd be a lot of weird stuff happening in my life. I'm trying to tell y'all. But I do think also that's why God had me at, like, tucked away for the last, it's 14 years. He's had me tucked away, right? Doing this, but just in a personal setting, right? So, makes sense as to why he didn't want me out certain places and in certain, because think about it. If I was still really clubbing and stuff when I met y'all, this even though I probably would have still been doing the same thing, it could have went a different way, right? But because he's had me isolated since really before 2012, but I say no, 2009. Actually, it's been longer than that. about 2009, I've been in the house, right? So just thinking about certain places he probably didn't, want me to be and whatever for even what's happening right now. You know what I mean? Because I turned down a lot of crazy stuff. I was like, are you sure you want me to do this? Because, did you hear what they said? Type stuff, but I get it now. I do. I understand. Because then there would have been other things that were offered, blah, 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 and I probably, yeah, moving on. Anyway, so yeah. I ain't about to keep y'all. I know it's still early. I might come back on a little bit later. I don't know. But I just wanted to share. There's still more, but maybe we'll leave that for class tomorrow. Plus, I feel like y'all wheels is spinning real good too, like mine. And I want to look in some other places. And I've really been trying to go through my journals to see, because it's pieces in every place in here. Wait a minute. Before I do that, because we not over there on that other place, I could do this. This is crazy. Crazy.
Hexachlorophane gas on ICE is using hexachlorophane gas on protesters. That's a nerve gas. That's a war crime. Like if you...
Can you tell me? You said yes. I'm about to go back and look in my Nostradamus book. Okay, real quick before we get off, can you tell me what? We know it's the nerve gas, and so it causes nerve damage. But to what nerves? To all of them? To some of them? What are the effects of nerve gas on a human body? Long term and short term. He said my mind is blown away at the same time, saying that when we talk about it, listen, it's a real thing. It's y'all hear my stomach moving around? You trying to embarrass me every time I get on here with y'all. Y'all sleep? You said, didn't those Iran folks use that, I believe so. When the baby's eyes, I think it was chlorine. I think it was chlorine, but it might have been. The entire body it affects. It affects breathing, moving your body, and digesting your food. Do y'all know that they was deploying that same? I just found this out. They was deploying that same gas at the Floyd and the Black Lives Matter protests. Did y'all know? I just found out like this week. Ain't that crazy? The green that we were seeing, somebody posted it. I said, wait a minute, I remember seeing those pictures, thinking that they edited the color for like dramatization. I didn't know that was real nerve gas that they was deploying on all those folks. Did y'all know? Because I just found out. Yeah. When we was seeing them pictures of the green gas, that's what it was. Causing the neurotransmitter, what is it? Acetylcholine to build up and overstimulate the nerves, muscles, and glands, leading to uncontrolled twitching, paralysis, and eventually failure of breathing muscles, heart, and brain function, causing rapid death. What? And seizures? They are deploying that stuff like crazy in Minnesota. That's probably why that baby. Oh, you said like they did with the document with the J document, the gas. Ah, ah. Long-term fatigue, irritability, memory deficits, and depression can linger on for weeks or longer. Oh my goodness. That's why that man in the car got a passing out, and when they did, when he was passing out. If they start to deploy that in every city because people are rioting, how many people are going to die very quickly? My son said it also sticks to things on you, around you. So if one doesn't respond quick enough, then it will cause a constant burn. It also stays in the air. Nerve agents are irreversible too. Yeah. Y'all like my hat? You can zip it up if you like. If it stays in the air, that means it's wafting to the neighborhoods around there, right? Right? And if they're about to be deployed in every that's what all the freaking coffins are for. That we saw that are down in Georgia and the other places. Oh my God. I'm gonna need more medicine. I don't know if I want to not. I'm not getting off. So if you all want to stay here, because I don't know if I don't know right now. I might need to just. I wish I could, but I can't because I can't bring it in here. Because baby, this is one of them moments where you just need to be, yeah, huh? Right, right, right. Go ahead. I'm listening. Like this one of them days. Because the trips to the bathroom, what's that? It's I was throwing cocktails. Interesting. Oh. Oh, this is interesting. I need some medicine and I don't even take any. Girl, right, right. Listen. Okay. For real. Who thought these was being a little dramatic? For real. Like, okay, right. We'll get them, but I'll wait and get that. Didn't know we was gonna need them so soon. You said yesterday I had a mini breakdown. I don't want to stress you out. If this gets too much, go color. He said I just lost a cousin, 28 years old. You said might have cardiac arrest. Are you saying they were out at one of the protests? Was this person out at the protest? Always have a mask. They said it's 500 cases of the measles in what, Alabama, Mississippi. The measles cases skyrocketed to 536. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, Pumpkin. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a lot going on. It really is. I'm sorry to hear that for your family. My condolences to you. It's a lot going on. It is. It is. You hear me? Just with the information that we looked at today. You said I definitely just saw an email about that mess. You didn't even let me read it good yet. Sorry. All I'm gonna say is our daddy did his big one over here. In more than one way, in too many ways to count, in too many ways to record. He definitely allowed us to understand, and even till today, is giving us the information that we need. You hear me? You said chlamydia, measles, HIV, flu, and the plague. Interesting. You said, I feel like my head just swinging right, left, right, all this, and the spirits too, and we just getting started. Because there's more in here but I'm going to let y'all go through there and see what y'all find. But I might need to color or something. I don't know what I might need to do. I might need to color or just watch a movie or something. Asthma attacks, nature acting up, mental. Yeah, because folks is unaliving people like crazy, and I ain't even talking about them people. I'm talking about just regular people. Stress levels are high. Yeah, in real life. In real life. And did y'all see that some person that do what I do, but he's a right wing person, they got to him. He let them folks get him they tap dance on his head. Did y'all see it? Tap dance good on that boy head. He thought that talking crazy. They said, "Well, go over there where he." They tap danced on his head, baby. He left with that head bleeding. It was on. I think it's on like Fox News or something. Left with that head bleeding, baby. They were wearing his tail out. He do what I do, and I guess he had some stuff playing, and he was doing counter protests to the protesters, baby. That they went on and tap danced on his forehead. I mean, all up in his head. It was blood and stuff. He kept trying to get up, and they was, get out of here, nigga. Yeah. I guess they said, you ain't ice, nigga. Ah, you are not ice, sir. I know you got your vest on, but you not ice. You not the police. You're not nothing. And they showed him. Did. I said, oh. Better luck next time. Y'all better quit letting these folks get in there. Because, see, you ain't the police. They probably took that down, too. Is this it?
The mayor and the governor here both basically say y'all need to tone it down and not give them reasons to do things. What do you have to say to your elected officials? Honestly, at this point,
This
fine. These people are kidnapping people in mass. They're murdering people in the streets without any sort of due process, any sort of anything really. There's no red tape for these people doing it. The person who just murdered Renee Good raised about $500,000 to keep sitting on his ass. They can't say they'd abolish these Nazis. They'd abolish this Gestapo group. They can't even say that. These people that are, again, kidnapping and murdering in mass right now with absolutely no oversight whatsoever because they feel like it, because someone has brown skin. They're murdering people in the streets. The mayor and the governor.
Okay, that's one. Let's see. They said they're going to Philly next. Why do they keep? This is so crazy. That all the videos that I am saving, downloading, they're not in my phone. This is stupid. That is crazy. Let me refresh. Maybe that will help. Cause what the heck? Ah, here it is. Look. Wait. Y'all saw it? And evidently, ICE didn't do nothing. You didn't let ICE let you write a check that they not gonna help you cash, sir. Come on, ain't that crazy? They said you, sir, are not ICE. You're an influencer, and you didn't let them come up here, and you done came over here messing with us. You, sir, are not ICE. You're not. I said, oh, yeah, that part. They in Texas. Oh, they everywhere. I guarantee you that. It's probably not one state that they not in. But we talked about it. I said, well, that's interesting. That's pretty crazy. Yep. I said, well. Mhm. You said the illegals are staying home, but the white people are out there starting problems. Listen, you said took it to the white meat. He wasn't ready. Listen, they said that the Black Panthers is showing up in places. Um, there's a lot of folks that said, listen, I might not like everybody in my neighborhood, but this is my neighborhood, and I bet not see you with no kids. Now, I don't know how true this is. Was they really in Duval County bucking at the ICE folks? Or Duval, Florida? Because I saw that too. Like 2 days ago or yesterday. They said down in Duval or a place close to Duval that the niggas was bucking at the ICE people. Is that true? Florida folks? Honey, they said, I don't know where that is. Down there somewhere they said that they went in the wrong area and them niggas was like, we don't care. And they was bucking back at them. Or bucking at them before they even got the buck. I don't know. I saw that too. Y'all seen it? Because I'm wondering if it's happening in Connecticut and it's happening in you said yes, and they are in Kissimmee too. So it really happened? See, they're not telling us about none of this. So they bucking back at them in Florida and they bucking back at them in Connecticut? Interesting. From what I seen, only white people are starting all the problems. I don't know. I don't think it's only we don't know who all doing it. You said they are close to where I live in Florida, in Kissimmee and Orlando. That thing is happening downtown. It's downtown too in Cali. And it's a showdown at the OK. So they doing it How much are they censoring us right now? Yeah. What if they started this when they started putting all the old videos on there for that week or two? And that's when it happened. When the movement of moving into place happened, when we couldn't see no current news. We were seeing stuff from 2 and 3 months ago. We couldn't see nothing that was happening for almost 2 weeks because they just kept bringing up old videos. So if anybody was posting large ice cream parlor during that time, we would have known anyway. Because right after that is when we started seeing all of this. No? Right after that is when we start seeing all of this stuff. And right before that, it was music festivals. And now they not letting nobody see. They said the music festivals are massive. I didn't even know that they was the only ones that I thought was going on was over there at uh in Minnesota. I didn't know it was more. He said especially when stuff switched up, right? Because ever since then, it's been real crazy. So maybe that's when everybody was getting into position. Because folks just woke up and they was there. You said Louisiana had a music festival last weekend. I think they're having them every day and we just don't know. In neighborhoods and everything. Because some people are still able to get around it and get them out. And it is, the streets look like, right? So they're, which would make sense if they make it think like nobody else is doing it in whole time. Everybody is doing it. And you got to think, where was we getting all that information from? From TikTok. What is going away this week? The version of TikTok that we know. Not state-run media like it's becoming right now. Where you only see what they want you to see and you only hear what they want you to hear and nothing else. Right. 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 And so then people will think that other people aren't doing anything the whole time. How will we know who to try to connect with and whatever else if they're getting ready to start restricting our internet like that? You said they in Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it. You said the parlors opened up at Queen of Hearts Workhouse too, but quietly and not as many people at those parlors that I've heard. Mm. So they're gonna need they're gonna need people. I have heard of smaller parlors here, and there's not that many right now. Interesting. Interesting. Well, do y'all okay? Right, that's what I'm saying because they're gonna need. Listen, I know that it's one, and it thousands of cities. Interesting. Okay, so I'm thinking about, remember, was it last year or the year before that they wanted to verify everybody's mailing address and they was doing all that stuff with the postal service. You said they just recently arrived in Oklahoma too. Interesting. So Parlors is opening up. Excuse me, y'all heard my stomach moving around, and we don't know where they opening. Interesting. Heavier presence today while I was out driving around. Y'all, my stomach is trying to embarrass me. Y'all heard super loud for what? I don't got a food or nothing. Why you want to wait to digest my food every time I get in front of these people? Maybe it's the way I'm sitting, but goodness gracious. Well, every time, sit in my room, you ain't gonna hear nothing. Come in here, get the moving around. For what? I'm gonna say this, just embarrassing me. Always. So I used to do that at school too, and I'm not hungry. That's the crazy thing. Why you don't wait to digest the food when I'm sitting in my room? Or when can't nobody hear it? It's ridiculous. Anyway. I don't know. You said that happened to me this morning in front of strangers, though. We family, so you're good. Girl, I still don't want it happening. Like, for what? But, so, I don't know of a safe way for us to be able to communicate here shortly. I really don't. Because they've already, remember, they made me, even for our box, I had to go up there and show proof of my ID and all of this stuff. So sending letters and stuff is not going to be safe because they have the machines that can read all of the lights, right? So then what are we going to do about that? We're not going to be able to do nothing on no internet. So, I don't know. Because if we wanted to send correspondence, how would we do it? We ain't going to talk about it here, but I'll just putting some in y'all mind. Right? So, you know. It's really something we're going to have to think about, because if they are able to cut off the news this way, if they are able to not allow us to see certain businesses opening up and different things like that, that means that there needs to be some other type of system to be able to get information from one place to another. And that's not something we need to be thinking about when it's too late. I mean, right now we still got a little bit of time, so we can do some brainstorming. Not today, but y'all just for the near future. We're gonna need to know a way that, you know, because people's cell phones are not working and stuff like that. So there could be, but you know. Y'all hear it? Why? And then I'm gonna get off the phone. It's not gonna make no noise, none whatsoever. So, can y'all? You said I was wondering about our remote controls. How's some of you? They will be brainstorming for sure. Listen, this is because you gotta think like, what we gonna do? If this goes away, and I'm not even talking about us, right? Right? I'm just saying in general. People are already not leaving their homes. Yeah, that is true. But what if we need to get information super far, Auntie? Right? Like, how will our people that's up from us and over from us that are part of this, how will we contact them to know what's happening? Everybody. Like, we doing this now, right? And we get information from all of the restaurants and stuff. But like, if we want to go to get information about a South American restaurant or an African restaurant or something like that, like, how are we gonna get the information? Have they put any what's the names on that one app that everybody, WA, I think it's WA, is that a safe space to for right now to go? And can you have like a multiple people on that, on the WA? Because I know some of y'all be talking with, I mean, hanging out with people at the WA. Is that a safe place to go? Because it's supposed to be invitation only over there, right? Or no? You know what I'm talking about? The WA where y'all be talking to folks? It ain't safe. Okay. I thought it was invitation only over there. And then so like if I sent you an invitation and you sent me an invitation back, nobody would know about what was in the invitation. Right. But it's not closed off to the public. Anybody can access that information. There are a lot of uninvited guests who show up even without an invite. Interesting. Okay. Well, yes, I don't have it. It's not safe, but it's invitation only. Interesting. It's supposed to be, but I don't trust it. Interesting. All of y'all saying the same thing. I don't know what that is, but I'll figure it out. Well, we ain't, from what everybody say, we don't need to use it anyway. Never mind. I was just thinking because I know y'all had told me about it before. Right? What's up with you? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with you? What's up, homie? What's up? You know what I mean? So I didn't know, and then. So then, okay. So that's gonna be something. If we can brainstorm together. Okay, because we do have our one things, but we might need to. Now tell me why that was wrong for you to type that. You know we could have just said that, right? We could have said it. It's the reason we didn't. That's why folks was getting kicked off over there on TikTok. And a few folks then got blocked over here too. Because if we did all that and been saying all this and you still type it, then you didn't get the message. Okay. Thank you. He said Chief Candidate will explain everything that's updated. Look for they are changing the internet. Thank you, Angela. You said it happened to a group of guests I was in. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm just thinking we're gonna have to find a different way. Okay. Just, you know, because I know we got our one things and stuff, and then, but we're gonna need more than one way. Even if it's just to allow folks to know, how the parties is doing in other places. Sometimes you want to know if the club jumping somewhere else. So, you know, but we definitely gonna have to figure it out because I have a feeling that it's gonna be very. I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now, but we gonna need to be on it, like, cause I don't know. It's like we live in China in a minute, is what I mean, right? That's what I'm talking about. I feel like we are now about to be living like China, 100%. So there's really nothing, you know. So need to figure out something, even not just for us, but for our families and stuff. So I love y'all, and our all languages when they start out are a little rocky. So this one is. Give me a minute, I'll get it. I'll be able to figure it out, and if I don't, I'll know how to ask. Okay, for another way. But seeing as how languages start out, whatever, it'll get better for me and hopefully for y'all too, because everybody is putting in their pieces, and so the language is being formed, and it might take me a minute to get it, but we gonna get it. You hear me? And hopefully we're just learning new ways to, you know, yeah. I love y'all. Make sure y'all do your homework. Just to keep your eyes open and be looking around for what we need to be seeing so that we can, while we do have time, we can do what we gotta do. I love y'all. We'll get back. Okay, and plus, y'all got Nostradamus homework anyway. I'll see y'all.